Dreaming about somebody doesn't mean you're automatically supposed to react or act, but ignoring it completely can mean that you're missing something really important. This isn't about trying to control their lives or trying to predict something about their futures. And it's 100% not about trying to interfere in their lives. And that's really, really key here because actually, in just a moment, I'm going to touch on a dream I just had this morning and then a dream that my best friend had for me a while back. And I'm going to give you the nuances on when to act and when not to. The fact that the dream came to you is important. That means you have a role to play in this, but the role is not to interfere in their lives. It's not to direct their path. It's not to be their therapist or their mother or father, right? It's because something about you has been open in order for that message to come through to them. And that relationship is important. And in fact, you should feel pretty special that you've received that information for that person in your life. That being said, it's important that you stay very humble. You don't try to over interpret for them, maybe not even try to interpret at all. I had one for my sister that I just literally, even with all my experience, had no idea what it meant. And so I just passed it along to her and just said, I honestly don't know what it means, but maybe it'll make sense later. Mostly what's important is patience. I do keep, even for instance, that one for my sister, I keep it in the back of my head. So maybe something will trigger an understanding and symbolism that I can go back to her with, or maybe it's just meant for her and she'll be able to use that as information later when she walks out that experience. But patience is very key. And before we dig into some real life examples, let's talk about those that are new here. I do dream interpretation every day. I interpret my own dreams, I interpret dreams for others, and I am passionate about teaching people how to get meaning out of their dream life. I believe that your dreams are literally decoding your future. And if you like this conversation, please hit the like button and subscribe so you know when the new videos are coming out, and you're also telling the algorithms that people like you like this content. Okay, now let's dig into some of the nuances of you dreaming for others. First, let's talk about how do you even know it's meant for others? And I'm going to touch on my own situation this morning. So I had a dream about a couple of people in my life, and I have dreamed about them before. And in the past, these dreams have always represented very specific characteristics to me, for me, part of me, and in my life. And it was very clear in the symbolism of the dream. Well, this morning's dream, however, it was different. Dreams are like puzzles. You have to put the pieces together. And that's the danger of always going to the same methods to interpret dreams because they can change. That's again where I integrate feelings. The feeling in the dream this morning was very, very different. The way the puzzle pieces of the dream, the symbols and the people fit together had was unlike any other dream I had had with these two people before. So I ruminated on it. I am still ruminating on it. I am still patiently thinking about and walking through this dream. Am I going to share it? Am I not? I'm positive now at this point that it is about them and for them and not about or for me or my life circumstance. However, that is not an automatic that I'm supposed to share it. And here's the nuance comes in. Sometimes I receive dreams for people for my own knowledge and my own knowledge only. Maybe so I can be prepared the next time I'm with them. Maybe so I can have some good information ready when they're in need. I don't know. I have to walk that out, and so will you. So, when you receive a dream for someone that doesn't seem to match what is happening inside you, or the symbols don't seem to represent a part of you, now keep in mind 99% of the time, the people in your dream are going to represent a part of you. But say that 1% of the time you believe that it's a dream you're receiving for them. First, stop, ruminate on it, let it settle, be patient, and let your mind, will, and emotions kind of help you navigate when, where, and if to share. You need to discern the feelings in the dream first. Were they negative? Were they positive? Were they rushed? Were they peaceful? Did it appear to be something that required an immediate action, or was it more like the flow of a storyline? All of this matters because let me tell you, the power that you hold in your hands when you share this dream, God forbid it was actually a dream about your own feelings in regards to them, or maybe something they weren't really ready to hear, then you can actually cause harm. And this is where I take dreams very, very seriously. You can cause harm to others if you're not careful on how you represent yourself, how you represent the dream, how you present the dream, and what you do with it. So make sure you understand what that the what's the word I'm looking for? Make sure you understand your place and your authority in that dream, and be careful not to overstep your bounds. Now, if I haven't scared you enough on like maybe you'll never share a dream again, that's not my purpose. I'm trying to bring clarity and responsibility first. I really want to set a solid foundation of responsibility when it comes to dreams because, again, in American culture, we can be really flippant with dreams. But in my experience, I have found them to be deeply, deeply personal. So, with that foundation being said, if you really believe after patience and ruminating and really going over the dream that this dream is meant for someone else, especially if it's of a heavy topic. Now, honestly, sometimes you're going to have a dream that feels very light, playful, and fun, and you probably don't have to think about it so much. Go ahead and send it, go ahead and share it. But those that come off a little heavier, you want patience to walk out. And if you need help, that's probably where you need to get your community involved. Get with another person that maybe knows the people in your dream, or get with a trusted friend, or get into a community that values dreams and begin to process the symbols and the feelings in that dream. And that'll help you stay on track to not cause harm, but only bring good. Even when you're sharing something that's of a tough nature from the dream, dreams will always bring life when handled properly, when handled responsibly, and when handled humbly. Dreams, even scary ones, even warning dreams, they all bring life when handled appropriately. So let me end by telling you about a dream that my best friend had for me. She doesn't write down oftentimes when these dreams happen. So it was somewhere in the last 8 months. I had her just send it to me to refresh my memory. And in the dream, she is understanding that I am pregnant. I am specifically 1 month along in this pregnancy, which put it at before Aaron's death. For those that don't know, my late husband's name was Aaron. He passed away mid 2025. So in the dream, she understands that this pregnancy was prior to Aaron's death. All of this is important. And then that this baby is a girl, that's important, and that this pregnancy will not end in miscarriage, and that's important. Let me break this down real quick. The pregnancy being 1 month along, that's two terms. So that can be the number one, that's the beginning of something, and then that can be 4 weeks. For me, the number four tends to revolve around authority and creativity. Okay. Two, the fact that it happened prior to my husband's death, okay, means that this is something that was birthed inside me even before this season that I'm walking in. That it was birthed inside of me before the season I'm walking out. Next, the fact that it is a girl. This little girl, believe it or not, has shown up in my dreams for years. And I have boys. I only have boys. So this is not representative of an actual child of mine in the physical, nor is it really representative of my future like children tend to be, because I don't have a little girl. What I believe this little girl is representative of is the destiny on my life. So this dream is showing that this destiny was conceived inside of me prior to my husband's death, and no miscarriage. If you guys have watched my content at all, you know I went through a year of a lot of miscarriages in which my best friend walked out with me. I believe the reason why this was part of her dream is because what it's showing is not that I would have a physical pregnancy in which I would physically have a little girl in which I wouldn't have to worry about miscarrying the pregnancy. It's saying that I have something that has been placed inside of me that will be my destiny of some sort, and it will not be taken from me. I will not lose what has been put inside of me. I will birth it. Okay. So, a little bit of a heavy topic, right? However, number one, because I've walked this out with my best friend for so long, we've walked all of this out. Both of us understood the meaning immediately. She didn't have to wait and ruminate on it and wonder if she should share it. She knew this dream was for me and she understood the symbolism, and we got together. How this has helped me. She had this many, many months ago. This has helped me as I begin to walk out my destiny. I have begun really in a very intentional way, started to walk out my destiny in ways that I had kind of birthed a little bit for decades now. Just really being intentional. And because of her dreams, no matter what obstacles I have to overcome moving forward, I hold on to that dream that she had for me that says, this pregnancy will not be lost. I will see this destiny through to fruition, to birthing what it is that is destiny on my life. Do you see how amazing that is? What if my best friend never stewarded her dreams? What if she thought that was a pizza dream and threw it away? What if she just didn't share it and she just forgot about it and she didn't value dreams in order to know to give it to me without any nefarious intention, just didn't know to do it? She would have not allowed me to have such a testimony of strength and hope to go back to when things look dark. When it doesn't look like it's moving forward, when it seems like I'm failing, or when I want to tell myself that nothing's going to work, why do I even try to do this? And I look like an idiot. And all those things we say inside our own heads that prevent us from moving into our destinies, it doesn't work anymore. Because I go back to that dream and I say, no, this little girl that I am growing inside of me will not be taken from me. I will birth this destiny. And that just keeps me going. Let me reiterate why community is so important. I've talked a lot this week about shared dreaming, about dreams coming from other people to me and me having dreams for other people going out to them. I hope this shows you in very tangible ways how your dreams matter. Take the time to write them down. Lay in bed in the morning before you jump out to go to work. Think about if you dreamed, write it down, begin to figure out what you want to do with it. Join my free dream community. Join a community in your own. Create a community. Get somewhere where like minded people can come together and you can begin to take what's happening in your nightlife and do something with it. Do something with it for yourself. Do something with it for those in your community and change your destiny. If you made it all the way through to the end of this episode, thank you so much for watching. I love talking about dreams, and I hope you enjoyed it too. If you did, hit the subscribe button because this channel is only here because of you. And if you want to dive deeper into your own dreams, I have a free community for that. See the link below.